So this is just a random video, but you know, I wanted to talk about why I prefer to walk alone. I've always, from my own reality, felt that, just as an individual, you can look and see that from your own subjectivity, from your own individual experience. You are inhabiting your body, and everything is from the standpoint of just like first person. So nobody can see things the way that you see it in your own individual reality as you're experiencing it within your body, you know? And so for me, knowing who knowing who I am and what I'm here to do, you know, I've always preferred my own perspective of things outside of being influenced by other people, friends or family, period. That's always been me because that has allowed me to achieve things beyond the beliefs of others and me being able to see other people's limitations. My own inner calling based on any given situation has always given me an insight that was more freeing than the people around me. Because if people will adopt somebody else's thoughts and cliche, ways of thinking and set a constraint on their reality. I prefer to be independent. I don't like being clumped or put into a group. You know, even when in a group, I've always had my own independent thinking. You know, because I don't like to be attached to things outside of me, to people that are outside of me, because that's disempowering. That's weakening. You know, it's weakening. It's very weak. And I'll post videos anytime I hear somebody making a statement that's unwarranted and that I feel that they don't need to be making. Like, for example, everybody has their demons. I've heard multiple people that are friends of mine say that shit, and it's very annoying because first of all, it's like you don't have the right to speak on anybody else's state of being. You don't know. Speak for yourself. You can only speak for yourself. You know, and me choosing to step outside of that and look clearly from my own eye, separating myself from groupthink allows me to create my own reality. Allows me to place my own thoughts in a situation, and that guide me to creating something that ultimately stems from me. Not based on any book, not based on any religious thought, not based on any religious paradigm or dogma, but strictly something that emerges from the self, from within. You choosing to go into a space and you're clear in thought, you're free in thought, you're not assuming anything, you're not imposing this ideal of what's going to take place when you get there. You allow things to move freely. And you're grounded and you're centered in yourself. And so, because of that, you can influence the things going on around you. Not by seeking to have control, but being focused on who you are. And that being the impetus for which you move forward, And from my own experiences, I know that I'm cut from a different cloth. Like, I've done a lot of things that people say I couldn't do because I'm of a certain stature, or because I'm of a certain complexion, or because I carry myself a certain way. You know, like if I could go back and show just like, for example, certain women that I've had interactions with, sexual encounters with, people that knew me back in middle school and high school probably wouldn't even have any idea that I had this sexual encounter with this type of woman. You know what I'm saying? Or me not having a mentality of, oh, that's a hoe or that's a slut, and me not being judgmental, and me just being grounded in myself and having knowledge of self. opened the door for me to experience a higher reality and a higher understanding. So I can understand players. I can understand a woman deciding to be a stripper. You know, I can understand different realities and the power within them. You know, outside of having a judgmental mentality. You know what I'm saying? So I've had a lot of beautiful experiences, and I have been in places that a lot of people, they fear to go into only because they have a preconceived notion of how things are supposed to be, or they operate from a fear standpoint. They don't know how to look within themselves and recognize fear as just an energy and separating themselves from that and coming back into the now moment and saying, well, first of all, I haven't been to this place yet. Just because one person had this experience doesn't mean that I'm going to have that experience. Or just like you around somebody and they're gossiping about the next person, just because you had that situation with them doesn't mean that that I'm going to find myself in the same situation. Maybe you find yourself in that situation because of the energy that you've been putting out, or because you have a weak or a low vibration. So you created that unconsciously. You drew that situation to you, you know. Because you have to get to a certain point where you stop taking what everybody else is telling you and start thinking for yourself. And I mean everybody. I mean, you know, the education system, religion, what people tell you about the afterlife, heaven or hell. Like, you have to question all of that, because a lot of that stuff is not meant to help you. It's meant to control you, and it's divisive. And look at how it's in your family. Like, you have to, in order to gain certain knowledge, you have to step outside of comfort zones. You have to go against the grain. You have to go against tradition. Like, you can't listen to that bullshit your aunt or your mama or your cousin is telling you. You got to go into it face first and see for yourself. And whatever happens, happens. But for the mere fact that you chose to move beyond fear and take action regardless is where that power comes in. Where you start seeing what you're actually capable of. Because people will put you in a box and assume you to be one way when you have multiple aspects of your being. Like, I can be a studious intellectual reading a book, but I can be the same dude that goes up in the strip club, sitting there having drinks, and having a conversation with a stripper. And I ain't falling in love or nothing like that, but I'm just enjoying the experience and living life. But people are not on that level, But it was meant to be this way. There are individuals like me who are meant to step outside the norm, meant to go against the grain, to show you how a lot of belief is bullshit. A lot of belief is bullshit. Belief, period, is bullshit. Just believing in anything because you feel like you need to believe in it, or because they told you that you have to believe in it based off of something arbitrary or something that, is coming from a place of you never had the choice. You never chose that. So don't say that you did. You got to look as to where it's coming from and why it is the way that it is. And it's not something that society is just going to tell you to your fucking face. It's something that you're going to have to delve deep inside. And you're going to have to look externally and move things around, because I wouldn't have gained certain knowledge if I didn't stand up. Period. If I didn't stand up, it was certain places where I stepped in like, damn, I don't think I can do this, but I had to do it. I had to go through it. I had to, do that hard work, and nothing grimy, but it's just like, like being in the classroom and we got to do a 25-page paper, and then next thing, bam, 14 people drop out. But I'm like, dang, I done already pretty much made a commitment to this. I got to see it through, So looking from your own eye, looking from your own being, listening to yourself, really being in tune with yourself. That's why me being conscientious of how that was unfolding for me when I was in grade school, and just the different experiences I've had is why I'm less likely to listen to people, because a lot of people are far from aware. Like, they really don't know anything and they think that they know. but they haven't really experienced anything outside of themselves or truly experienced within themselves. You know, so learn to walk alone and disconnect yourself and detach yourself from all of this societal, you know what I'm saying, everything that society is telling you, and seek the truth, you know. So that's all I wanted to say for this video. I have more videos touching on certain topics and things that I've discussed in this one, you know, but like, comment, subscribe, and I have more videos for you guys. Salud.